My name is Grace. My preferred pronouns are she, her, and I studied abroad in the fall of 2022 in London and part of the first year cohort, as well as in Oxford during the summer of 2023. When I was choosing a college, the primary choice it came down to money and cost, and neither of my parents had gone to college, so there wasn't really much guidance there. It was kind of just a very much strictly financial terms decision. And so the idea of going on study abroad, which is something that is, of course, thought to be a very cost-worthy event, was not something that I was even considering. It was more so just getting a foot in the door in the first place. When I had gotten into UMass, I had gotten into the honors college as well, which was part of my decision to go, but it was also I got an offer to apply to this first year London program. And I kind of just did it on a whim. I'd never been out of the country. And so or really outside of New England area much. So it was, and I'm the only person in my family to have gone outside of the country at this point as well. So I was just, why not? And when I found out I had gotten in, I found out the tuition price and room and board wouldn't be any different than my UMass price, other than travel expenditures, not just, but, and so once I kind of talked it through with my family, it was something that was able to happen. Most of my closest friends now came from that program, and I think that I definitely think it's more of a silent thing that you kind of go in interpreting your experiences in a different way than maybe others are. I don't know, but I definitely think it kind of opened my eyes to how many different types of individuals can go and study abroad as well, and how many different backgrounds. Even though maybe I was kind of one of the few or the only person from first-gen background, I didn't feel like that inhibited me from experiencing anything from the fullest or being left out. I can't speak on it concretely, but I think that not taking moments for granted or opportunities for granted when we were given excursions or kind of immersed in very cultural situations, that I definitely noticed, I definitely felt like it kind of took on a new gravity as well, and kind of a new level of gratefulness. Not that anyone was not grateful to be there at all, but just that it's when you consider yourself and kind of you're carrying the weight of being the first person in your family or really in your lifetime to be around that environment of having such cultural exposure. It's a very powerful thing, and it's not something taken lightly. You can just make a decision and go, and there doesn't really have to be so much dwelling on circumstance and kind of to chart your own future. And I definitely feel like making your own path in college and in academics, it doesn't have to be something you ever are held back by or fight with yourself inside. You can just kind of go for it and take opportunities and kind of just take things as they come as well. I definitely think initially coming into higher education, the imposter syndrome, being first generation, is not going to leave, and it's going to be there, and it's a given no matter where you are, but it matters what you have in your control is what you do with that. And I think that approaching the world and approaching the rest of your life in a way that kind of carries every bit of you and doesn't kind of shy away, but allows it even to grow maybe in different ways than your peers, but in no less meaningful and kind of constructively, building off of your past is so important. And I think that for me, even though I've definitely felt the other a lot of the time, and just the way that peers will maybe treat money or just going traveling, it was all very different, and kind of a bit of overwhelming. It's also something you kind of need to you're always it's learning just to check in with yourself and kind of check in with your emotions and approach things as yourself, not trying to be anything other than you.